welcome to Brown in the City. This is Shantae.
And this is Letitia.
And welcome to our 4th episode.
Today we're going to talk about life after prison and the adjustments that had to be made after.
We have a special guest this evening. He's going to explain to us how life was different once he came home.
Mm-hmm.
Good
yes,
evening.
How you doing?
How are you?
All right.
I'd just like to let you know, thank you for being a part of our show this evening. I'm very appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very appreciative of that. When we had our conversation, you were telling me once you came home how things weren't the same. And can you elaborate that for me?
Yeah, to sum it up, basically, I did about 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, almost a decade. So, out here, things change every 6 months, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, almost a decade later, me entering back into society, I just feel like it's just weird out this joint, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like social media just basically just took from reality.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? As far as everybody just wanted to be somebody, man. I mean, which is cool, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent, but as far as just like, just chasing clout and just these young boys out here acting reckless. You feel what I'm saying? The whole drill situation, just like everything. You know what I'm saying? It's really not cool. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just basically it from my point of view, man. It's just everybody's just. I feel like it's just attention seeking. You know what I'm saying? From my point of view, from what I see.
So what are your thoughts on the challenges that people face after being released? Do you feel like
after being released, the challenges that we have?
Yes.
For one, entering back into society and not being judged. You know what I'm saying? Once we enter back into society, I feel like we already did our time. You know what I'm saying? And paying your debt to society. I feel like, for one, the judgmental thing. You know what I'm saying? You still being judged and you still being labeled. You know what I mean, for whatever crime you committed. As far as entering to society, I say majority of the men who come home from prison, they just want to get their life in order, you know what I'm saying? They just want to come home and they want to be a productive citizen. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, it's kind of hard getting jobs. I know a lot of jobs is for felons and stuff like that, but it's still hard to get them, you know what I mean? Right. And just like the mental capacity of it all. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of dudes don't really know how to handle. I mean, I guess it depends on how much time you are away from being home. The mental capacity of it, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to basically come out here and be a productive citizen, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like they say they're institutionalized, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is true to some point. So I feel like all of that right there is what, makes it hard.
Okay. And did you feel like that you were supported when you were incarcerated?
Yes, 100%. My family, first and foremost, I got a big family, you know what I mean? And I can't do nothing wrong in my family's eyes, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, they was definitely there supporting me 110%. You know what I mean? In my time of being incarcerated, I've had some ups and downs. I had a wife that passed away. You know what I'm saying? While I was down, and that was really my changing point. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I couldn't be more grateful to my family for the support they showed during that time. So yeah, everybody's not as fortunate, you know what I'm saying, as me. You know what I mean? When you're behind the walls, you know. Yeah. So a whole lot of people, I feel like they're not as lucky, I guess I could say, as I was. You know what I'm saying? During the time I was incarcerated. So. But yeah, the support system I had, you know, was definitely there. So yeah,
that's great.
That's amazing. Yeah. Did you feel that you had to rebuild trust and reconnecting with people, friends, you know, loved ones, etc.?
As far as rebuilding trust with the individuals who I'm close to, not really, because you know, they know who I am, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. I feel like the times I've been incarcerated were definitely mistakes, you know what I mean? So it's not who I am, you know what I mean? And it's not, you know, it's basically, it doesn't define me, you know what I'm saying, as a person, you know what I mean? So those who know me at heart, they know, like I said, who I am. They know my heart, you know what I'm saying? They know me as a person. So as far as building trust, no. But as far as molding those relationships, again, of course, you know what I'm saying? You know, you go on year after year. So I mean, you do change, you know what I'm saying? People change. So it's all about just reconnecting, you know what I'm saying, and just basically starting where you left off.
What was the most challenging aspect of your time in jail?
Me losing my wife. That was the turning point of my life. That right there changed my whole mindset. It changed the way I'm going to come home and I'm going to correct my life. That right there, I don't wish on nobody. You know what I'm saying? That was a pain that I never felt before. And like I said, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But yeah, that right there it just changed me. It was a very hard situation to get through. How I got through it, I'm not gonna say I don't know how. I got through it through you know, of course, God first, and the support of my family. But yeah, that was very hard. It was very, you know what I'm saying, like to lose somebody that close to you behind them walls, and you can't be there to bury your loved one, you know, and you're just by yourself, you know what I'm saying, in that little space in there, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, just going through whatever you're going through. So I say that was that was the most challenging.
Now that you've been out for a while now, do you feel like you're complete? Or are you still going through struggles?
Yeah, I mean, life, regardless of if you're incarcerated or not, life is going to be everyday struggle, as we all know. But as far as me being complete, I'm going to just say this. I still have a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I still want to achieve. I only been home for a little over 3 years, but I could say that I have a job, you know what I'm saying? I have my own home. So I got the ball rolling, so to speak. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's a start.
Yeah, you know, so, it's going to be, you know, challenging for some people, you know what I'm saying, more than others, you know what I mean? Exactly. You know, I guess due to financial, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I could say that I'm not fully complete because I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. So,
what advice would you give someone that's on the road to going to prison?
First and foremost, think about your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? If you have kids, you know what I mean, that look up to you, you know what I'm saying? Which I know they do, you know what I'm saying? If you're prominent in their life, think of those who love and care about you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know, when you're behind the walls, like, you're not the only one going through it. Trust and believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have them babies out there. You got your lady out there, your family, your mother, your father, those who just depend on you. You know what I'm saying? And once that's taken away, you know what I mean, you never know what impact it might have on their life. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like just think about those who love and care about you. You know what I'm saying? Before you go take that step to do something wrong, you know what I'm saying? Just make that your number one thought. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you're, you know, a human being, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that should stop anybody.
Okay, so what advice do you give to loved ones who are expecting, you know, their father, their mate, you know, coming home as far as patience is concerned? Because I believe, you know, a person that's incarcerated, their mindset is totally different inside. Whereas though when they come home, they still have those same habits while you were in there. So what are some of the, you know, advice that you can give as far as patience is concerned?
As far as patience, as far as those who are waiting for their loved one to come home, I feel like this. So, say if a female's waiting for her husband or her boyfriend to come home. I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like they know that person, right? Before, 9 times out of 10, you was in a relationship with this person before they got incarcerated. So, with that being said, yeah, it's a whole lot of dudes that talk to jail talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, it is. But you have to know your person. You feel what I'm saying? You have to know your person. You have to really, you know if that person is going to change or not is going to change, if that person is a changed person already before they even touch the ground. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, as far as them having patience, I mean, it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. You know, it's very time consuming. Being incarcerated is very expensive. You know, it's another bill added. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very strenuous. You know what I mean? And then as far as, you know, females getting lonely and stuff like that, and just want companionship, you know, it's I commend the female who could really wait. You know what I'm saying? And genuinely wait for their mate to come home. You know what I mean? So all I can say is, if you really know your person, you know what I'm saying, and you know that it's worth it, you know what I'm saying, then just stick through it, fight through it. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you know, I feel like you shouldn't string nobody along. You know what I'm saying? You should let that person know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And whether if it's just being there as a friend or whatever, you know what I mean? Just keep it 100. You know? And that's basically how I feel. That's it.
So what advice do you give to a person that, you know, is waiting for their mate to come home, and once they are home, they have the same routine? They practice the same routine.
I know a guy that said that he literally, like, he take all his clothes in the bathroom because he's so used to getting dressed in the bathroom. I guess he was locked up for a long time. So he said, like, to this day, he's been out of jail for about 10 years, and he said to this day, he take all his clothes in the bathroom and get dressed fully. And he said girls always be like, why are you taking all your clothes in the bathroom to get dressed? And he comes out. Yeah. I'm guessing it's like when you're there for so long, you get stuck in the routine.
Yeah, so it's like you definitely get stuck in some type of routine. And being in prison, you try to find as much privacy as you can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the reason why, you know, he's still doing that. But you know, it's probably just was still working for him. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like the habits, the daily habits, it just depends on what they are. You know what I'm saying? Some could be a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel like, you know, just basically just work with the person. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you love that person and you want to be there and help that person out, you know what I mean? Just take it one day at a time. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? Just take it one day at a time. You could give a little advice for whatever habits that, you know, a person may see that's a little off, you know what I'm saying? Just give you a little intake, you know what I'm saying? A little input, rather, you know what I'm saying? Without coming on a little too strong, you know what I'm saying? That's it, you know what I'm saying? Just basically just help instead of, you know what I'm saying, you know, badgering, you know what I mean, so to speak. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so just basically just have a little patience with the person.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's a very strenuous, you know what I'm saying, situation, you know what I mean? And those who never been there before, they won't truly understand, you know what I'm saying, how it is in there. You know what I mean? And but like I said, if it's nothing too, you know, too out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? Like the guy getting dressed in the bathroom. I mean, I feel like that's not really a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? I think I still do that sometimes, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
What advice do you give a person when the streets are still calling?
When the streets are still calling, well, first of all, it's like this. It's you gotta have that mindset before you even leave prison, whether you're done or not. Point blank period. Either you're done or you're not. You know what I'm saying? If you're done, those who are trying to get you back into that lifestyle again, I feel like it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's very disrespectful. I feel like the people don't mean you no good at all. You know what I mean? So if you come home and you're trying to change your life, and you know you got people that's still trying to get you into that life, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, just stay far away from it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how long you had a relationship with that person or what that person is to you. You know what I'm saying? Like that person doesn't respect you enough, you know what I'm saying, to want you to see good or do good. You know what I mean? So with that being said, yeah, like no good is gonna come from it. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no good gonna come from it. I mean, it's only gonna get worse. You know what I mean? So if you know you have the streets calling you again, and just, you know what I'm saying, just stay away. You know what I'm saying? Just stay away from, you know, people, places, and things. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the number one thing, man. People, places, and things. Just stay away from them.
Yeah.
Period.
And I feel like too, you know, especially if they have a huge support system, you know, to, you know, really help this individual, shift their mindset, you know, and different things. I mean, even though I've never been in a situation like that, you know, I'm not a man, so at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I just feel like a man goes through so much, you know, especially in the streets, you know, and I just feel like a person that really cares for this individual is like, you know, just be there, be patient with them, help them, you know, so.
In what ways do you feel like your partner or your family can be more supportive when you are released?
I just simply, I feel like your family could support you in many ways. Basically, it's going to be different for, you know, each person. But whether it's, you know, you need, you know, somewhere to lay your head, you know, until you get on your feet, whether it's financially, whether it's them, you know, trying to help you get a job, or anything in that matter, you know what I'm saying? It's good to have a good support system. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the only way you're going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have anybody, they have a lot of programs out here, you know what I'm saying, that will assist you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's basically all up to that person. You know what I'm saying? It's basically up to that person if they want to help, if they want to seek help. But, yeah, so as far as your family, I mean, whatever that person needs, you know what I'm saying, sees fit. You know, I feel like just be there for them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they're definitely going to need you.
My last question of the evening for you is, what does freedom feel like now for you?
Freedom feels great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, I'm in a place where I've never been before. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. As far as just doing everything right this time. You know, I'm completely out the streets. I'm completely, you know, doing negative things that I used to do. Mm-hmm. It's completely out of my life. So it's just like a breath of fresh air to me. You know, that's awesome. And to those, you know what I'm saying, who want to walk the same footsteps, I advise them to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I ain't got to look over my shoulders no more. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be from the cops, the stick-up boys, whoever it may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, I'm just chilling every day. You know what I mean? So, and you know, I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And what advice do you give to people that's, you know, in your position now, home?
People that's home in my position, just to, you know what I'm saying, just keep your nose clean, man. Just, you know what I mean, just basically just go ahead and set some goals for yourself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Set some goals, you know what I'm saying? You know, idle time's the worst time. You know what I mean? So, you know, no idle time. You know what I'm saying? Always keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? Doing something productive. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, spending time with your loved ones and your family. Because that's all that matters nowadays. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that ever mattered. You know what I'm saying? The streets don't let nobody. Never did, they never will.
We want to say that we're very proud of you. Very proud of all your accomplishments.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yep. And is there anything you need? And is there anything you need from us? For us to support you.
I just appreciate y'all for putting me on your platform. You know what I mean? It's very commendable. You know what I'm saying, of y'all. And yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep pushing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Have a great night.
All right. All right. Do the same.